Oh, RB or not to RB? That is one of the fantasy strategy questions that comes up every single year. And it's time for us to detail our thoughts on some of these strategies and tell you what they're all about. We'll start with zero RB, Rank. What is it?
Well, what you're basically doing is passing on a running back. I know traditionally old people like me would go into your fantasy drafts and take two running backs as we were sitting there listening to Blink 182's, Enema of the State. That's how long ago this was. But now, in the newfangled world, is that we go for wide receivers, we go for tight ends, maybe Travis Kelce early on, maybe taking our quarterback, which means we wait until the 5th or 6th round to get our first running back off the board. And one of the guys that I'm looking at is Dameon Pierce, who last season rushed for over 1,000 yards, but now he's going to be in an offense that's designed by Bobby Slowick, who is coming from the Mike Shanahan tree that filters down to Kyle and Sean McVay and one of the LaFleur brothers, Zach Taylor, and all those guys, Mike McDaniel. This is what the Houston Texans are going to do. They're going to play good defense, and they're going to run the football. And then there's also James Conner, one of the most slept-on running backs every season. He is the workhorse for the Arizona Cardinals, for an offense that might not be great, but still, when they run the football, it's going to James Conner, and he is going to get double-digit touchdowns like he seemingly always does every year. So I think those two guys in the 5th and 6th round will be very good to go with all your elite-level wide receivers and your tight end.
All right, that's zero. What's the hero running back strategy, Cynthia?
It's really targeting that high-level guy right at the top of your draft and then letting the draft filter down after that. This is, of course, where you take like the Nick Chubbs, the Christian McCaffrey, the Austin Ecklers of the world, the really elite guys who are super versatile in the pass-catching game as well as the rushing game. Personally, when I'm looking at this one, like a guy like Nick Chubb behind that O-line really does feel like it makes a lot of sense here. But you have to kind of see how your draft falls to you and what strategy you want to believe in. But one thing I will say, pick your strategy ahead of time and try to stick with it. Don't keep being super nimble, because then you can find yourself in a situation where you have no strategy, right? So pick your strategy wisely.
Yeah, and there is one strategy that is going to be draft and player dependent. If you go hero running back and then the board shakes out in a certain way, you can actually go double hero running back and be like Rank was talking about. You're listening to Californication. You're going, it's 1999. You're just experiencing existence.
Not
you take
the same band.
Two running backs. Well, no, yeah.
You're thinking
different
of Dude Ranch?
band. It's the same
different
year.
band. I got you.
I'm just glad we got the word enema in this broadcast,
Yeah, we did. You got the Peppers, you got Blink-1. It was a whole year. Either way, there's so many different strategies, but